identified in soul vision and soul sense. Identified in soul vision and soul sense. Not only Atma Drishti and Atma Indriya, but the soul. That is the important thing. Identified. He has identified his vision and his sense with her vision and her sense. Her stands for life. He stands for Ashwapati. So Ashwapati has identified his vision and his sense with the vision and sense of life. It is because of that identification he knows what she is, what plight she is, what condition she is, what she is here for. He has got now complete understanding of her working also. Now it is Samyama, identify in the Patanjala Yoga, it is called Samyama. So it is a kind of a Samyama, full identification of yourself with the object, then you get the knowledge of the object. By identifying yourself with the object, you get the knowledge of the object, you see. That is called Samyama. So if you do Samyama on the sun, concentrate, identify yourself on the sun, you get the knowledge of the elephant, of the universe. Patanjali says you identify all the locals, all the planes of consciousness, you start recognizing the entire universe, subtle universe, you start recognizing, you see. So identification, samyama, so by identifying yourself with the sun, you get the knowledge of the three worlds. By identifying yourself with the elephant, you get the knowledge of what the strength is. He gives certain examples like that, you see, of samyama. So this is the kind of an identification. Ashwapati is identifying now himself with life, and therefore he has got the complete knowledge of life, her working, how she is moving on. So if I want to really know you, I must identify myself with you. If I want to know him, I must identify myself with him complete, and vice versa, of course. Vice versa. So it is the identification, that is the unity, that is the real knowledge of the individual. Same way, what is an electron? If you want to know really what is an electron, you identify yourself with the electron, and the electron will reveal to you what I am. You have got a plant here, you identify yourself with that plant, and then the plant will tell you, look, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I am bhakti, I am devotion, I am prayer. You see, the plant starts telling you when you identify yourself. That is how the mother is telling you the various types of flowers and their significances, you see. She is identifying herself directly with the flowers, and the flowers are telling, yes, I am this, I am prayer, I am beauty, I am love. She is telling surrender, she knows that. You identify yourself with the mango, and you know it's the fruit of knowledge. Like that. So this samyama is the key of the whole thing. Identified in soul vision and soul sense, entering into her depths as into a house. That is the identification. That is complete identification. You are not seeing from distance. You are really entering into the interior existence of the thing itself. Into her depth as into a house. All he became that she was or longed to be. Now, all he became that she was or longed to be. Now, this is a identification of life in the process of time. Trikala Drishti of life. What she was, what she wants to be, he is trying to understand that thing. He is getting the dimensions of time. Life is here for. Life has come from somewhere. Life wants to do something. All that complete knowledge now he is going to get with this identification of life. Otherwise, how do you know what life is there? You see, it is not only this feature, that feature, black, white, green, crimson, red. It's not that, but the character, the dynamics of life. It is all that he is trying to get from that thing. All he became that she was or longed to be. He thought with her thoughts and journeyed with her steps. Well, the way journeyed, so that is a time process. He thought with her thought. He thought, I am. With her thought, and appear. And journeyed with, and journey, I am. Eat with, prick, her steps, I am. So you have got I am, Anapest, Pirik, sorry, I am, Pirik, I am. He thought, Peter thought, and journey with the state. Almost a mausoleum line you see him. Laid with her breath and scanned all with her eyes. With her eyes, not with his now. That identification. See, the poet, the yogi is very particular about every detail. You want to know life, what life is trying to do and all that thing, you have to see through her eyes, through her working. You see, completely, you see. He lived with a breath and scanned all. That is the samyama. That is the real samyama. Absolute samyama with life or prana. When you do samyama with prana, then you get the knowledge of the working of prana, what the prana is trying to do. That he might learn the secret of her soul. What she is here for, what she is attempting to do, what she has achieved, where from she has come, he might get the full knowledge of that thing by complete samyama with prana, with life, you see. Now, he might learn. Now, he says again, might learn. Now, identification is there, it will come. But then, does that identification mean that you get the definite knowledge? The poet is kind of cautious. He doesn't say that he will learn. He says he might learn. You see. He is cautious. Why might? Because it depends upon the quality of our identification. If your identification is real, absolute, complete, perfect, then you will get that he might learn the secret of her soul. That is the important thing. That is the important thing. You see. What you are going to do tomorrow, that I can know only if I identify with your soul. Then only I can perhaps know. Perhaps know also. You see. A witness overmastered by his scene. A witness, that is Ashwapati himself, he is watching this game, these movements of life. Therefore, he is a witness. He is seeing that thing. A witness overmastered by his theme. He admired her splendid front of pomp and play, all those beautiful, lovely things she has done in the material world. He admires them. Splendid front of pomp and play, and marvels of her rich and delicate care. All little details with which she is working here, he is admiring them. He is marveling how she has achieved all those things. See, it's really a marvel. To create an ant or to create a human being is a real marvel of life. How she has managed to do all that kind of a thing. It's really a miracle. It's a wonder kind of a thing. You see, even a smallest thing we hear. Ear is there, drum is there, and then something happens and it goes, and then we interpret like that. But see the kind of details with which the engineering has been done in the physiology of our society. There is a drum, so it produces vibrations, sound, and then from the inner ear to the brain, there are two channels through which the message is sent. Through channels through which the message is sent, you see, like this, like this, like this. And then the brain interprets, and then you understand what that hearing means. What that hearing means, you see. So that is a wonderful kind of an engineering. How she has done all that, why she has provided for each ear. It's not the two channels, not that one channel failed, the other is there. It's not from the point of view of safety or redundancy that the two channels are there. The two channels are independently functional. They have their own. Some carry certain kind of vibration, the other carry some other type of vibration. There is a kind of a passage of different energies which flows through the two ears. So these kind of details with which the whole thing has been built by life is a real marvel. How it gets connected and all that thing, it's a marvel, everything. So in fact, if you go further back, we talk of five senses, Panchendriya, Mahabhuta, Pancha Mahabhuta, sight, sound, taste, touch, fragrance, smell, all these things. Now, each one is built into our body and each one is carrying its message to the brain through all these things, you see. See, you think of food and your tongue starts watering. You think of food and the tongue starts watering. Is it also? Sometimes, you see, you think of something joyous, it starts feeling joyous also. Now, how that mechanism works, that is the engineering of life. She has really done that thing. She admired her splendid front and palm and marvels of a rich and delicate craft. That is the rich and delicate craft of life which has produced in the material world, in the where there is no sensitivity at all, where there is no sense at all. She has produced that sort of a thing, you see, in the material world. And thrilled to the insistence of her cry, and thrilled. He is thrilled. Her cry. Yes, yes, I am here to do, I want to do this thing. Impassioned, he bore the sorceries of her mind, the magic creations of her strength, of her work, he is bearing this. Felt laid on him an abrupt, mysterious will. In fact, he is kind of overpowered by her will now. That identification is there. Her hand that needs fade in the violent grasp. Her hand that needs fade, need. Though you pray, you prepare like that, then you say, also manipulate. Her hand that manipulate, her violent grasp, manipulate also, you see. Need also means manipulate, you see, both, you see. Her hand that needs fate. So, she is manipulating fate also to get her own things done. She is needing as well as manipulating fate to get what she wants to be done, you see. She has got that kind of a... So, that is a magic, that is a craft, that is the sorcery of life in this material world. Her hand that needs fate in their violent grasp, her touch that moves, her powers that seize and drive, her touch that moves, her powers that seize and drive. Well, that is the magic of her. This is the work of life. Now, this is the wonderful kind of a thing which life is experiencing, is giving you. But this too is so. Now that is a big but. Now that is a big but. Now this but is preparing us all the problems of life. How life fell into inconscience and lost her power and charm. How Ashwapati sees life lying there low in inconscience, like a hollow, you see, lying there in inconscience, you see. Like in a bush, a woman in a bush, as is later on. But he saw her soul that wept within. Why her soul is weeping? Look, 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 I come all the way from the consciousness force, from that high place, and what am I here for? What am I seeing here? I am not able to do all the royal things which are my native works up there. So she is weeping, she is feeling sad about it. But this too he saw, her soul that wept within. So now her soul is weeping within. Ashwapati is seeing, is able to see that soul weeping within. So that is the kind of an identification Ashwapati has with her, that he can enter within her soul and see what the soul is there, crying for what, he sees that thing. But this too, so that is a beautiful identification. But this too he saw, her soul that wept within, her seekings vain, that clutch at fleeing truth, her seekings vain, that clutch at fleeing truth. She wants to catch the truth, but she is not able to catch it, hold it on, it is fleeing, it is escaping her side. Her seekings vain, that clutch at fleeing truth, her hopes whose somber gaze makes with despair. She is weeping for that purpose. Her hopes whose somber gaze makes with despair. The passion that possessed her longing limb, that was the passion before she has come here, the longing limb. Even the physical, the nervous system had a longing here. The passion that possessed her longing limb. The trouble and rapture of her yearning breast. She's seeing all that thing, the passion of her limb, the trouble and rapture of her breast, her mind that toils, satisfied with its fruit, her heart that captures not the one beloved. She is weeping for that. She is not able to capture her beloved. She is not able to remain with her beloved, you see, with the lover, you see. Ashwapati sees that thing. This is what happened, that she is kind of alienated from all the glorious things of which she is accustomed. Her hopes, whose somber gaze mates with despair. the passion of the limb, trouble and rapture of the brain, mind unsatisfied with its reward, heart that captures one beloved. So he has given all the four aspects of our life, you see. Always he met a veiled and seeking fool. So in that identification, what is see? What does they see? That it is a veiled and seeking fool. It is a covered fool. Seeking. She is in search of the value for which she has come here. She wants to establish them. Always he met a veiled and seeking fool, an exiled goddess building mimic heaven. She is of course an exiled goddess. She has been kind of driven out from her high place, high station, from the consciousness role, from Satchidananda. She has entered into matter. Therefore, she is an exiled goddess here, whose eyes look up to a an exiled goddess, building mimic heaven. She is doing some work here. She is producing wonderful things here, which she has described earlier. But they are all mimic heaven. Don't have that real content in them, what she has seen, she has in possession up there, you see. An exiled goddess, building mimic heaven, a sphinx whose eyes look up to a hidden sun. She is a sphinx because she is puzzled. She is mimicking. She is puzzled. She herself has become a kind of riddle to herself. I was like that, and what I am seeing here is like this. How? It has become a kind of a puzzle for herself, sphinx whose eyes look up, and therefore she is looking up at the sun, which might give her the true knowledge, true guidance, all that thing. As I told you last time, this sphinx occurs 4 times in Savitri. 52.23, that is what we got here. Then 78.24. Then 89.29, and then 109.18, 89.29. We have got a completed description in that passage, 89.29. The vision, the device, the vision and the boon, Canto 4 of Book 3. Let us read that, 89.24. No, 89.29. Now, this is the narrative. This is what the Divine Mother is telling to Ashwapati. Ashwapati is in a kind of haste to get certain things done. And she is cautioning Ashwapati, look, don't be in a haste, time will take care of everything. And she is giving the problems of hastening things. And in that context, she is telling Ashwapati, an inner soul and a somnambulist force have made a world estranged from life and thought. Inner soul and somnambulist force, that is the lower being, Purusha and Prakriti in the lower world, Purusha and Prakriti in the lower world. Somnambulist force, she is a sleepwalker. And the inner soul, the being is there but not active. I made a world estranged from life and thought. Means she is saying that how the creation has started from down below and up to what point it has come here. The dragon of the dark foundation scheme, the dragon of the dark foundations keeps unalterable the law of chance and death. The dragon of the dark foundation is keeping the law of chance and death. Now this is a very, very clever kind of a description. You see, you can read in two ways. The dragon of the dark foundation keeps unalterable. The dragon of the dark keeps foundation unalterable. That is one way of reading it, you see. But the other is the dragon of the dark foundations keeps It is a dragon with a dark foundation. Who keeps? Not the dark, not the foundation keeps. You see, not the dragon with the dark, but the dark of the foundations he gives. So it depends upon how you really read that line. You see, means in other words, you should not have, so to say, a pause after dark. The dragon with the dark foundations keeps. Dark foundations keep what? The law of chance and death unalterable. So that's the dragon. You see. And then he says, on his long way through time and circumstance, the grey-hued riddling neither shadow spring. Grey-hued neither shadow spring. Neither shadow spring. Shadow spring, the dark spring down below. There is a dark spring below, there is a bright spring above. The springs of the inconscience and the springs of the superconscience, both of them are there. So he is talking of now, she is talking of the dark spring of the shadow. You drilling shadow spring, her dreadful pause upon the swallowing sand awaits him with the soul slaying word. So she is an Egyptian spring. She could be also a Greek spring or Thebes also. Across the passage, the dim camp of night. Now here he has described three things. She is describing rather three things. What? Dragon, sphinx, and night. Dragon, sphinx, and night. In record of yoga, given the sphinx of four. Dragon, sphinx, night, and a rock. And rock, you see. A rock, you see. So she has forgotten rock here. Rock, you see. She has forgotten. So basically, these are the problems of the creation from below she is describing. Shivan has put that in a record of yoga. Sphinx, dragon, night, and rock, you see. Now, it is this dragon and this sphinx who looks upon the riddle of this creation, the riddle of this world, whose eyes look upon the riddle of this world, hidden. Now, I got some notes here. The dragon, etc. Now, sphinx, normally it is the head of a man or a woman. In Greek, it is a woman. In other places, it can be man head and the body of a lion. And the body of a lion. Head of a man, body of a lion. And in the Greek sphinx, she has got wings also. Wings, like an eagle wing. So in the Greek wing, she is a woman with a head of a woman and body of a lion and eagle's wings to her scene. Now, sphinx stands for basically eternal quest. Eternal quest. Eternal quest. There is a dark sphinx of inconscience. There is also a bright sphinx of superconscience. It's a riddle to the mind. Now, obviously, according to the Greek mythology, a traveler who has to go on that, in Thebes particularly, he has to go on that route. He meets a sphinx there, and then the sphinx will ask questions. If you are able to answer the questions correctly, she will allow you to go. Otherwise, she will swallow him up completely. So, it was only Oedipus. Oedipus. See, he was able to answer her questions correctly. Who is that who walks on 4 feet is boring? Two in the midday, 3 in the afternoon, and 4 later. He asked that thing, and he says, man. child, you walk on 4, and then on 2, then you take the help of the third 3, and then on 4. So he answered her correctly, and then because he answered correctly, she killed herself. This riddle was solved. Man is the riddle. Man is the person now who is there, and now I don't have to be present there. So she vanishes completely. So that is the Greek mythology, Theban mythology. The Sphinx, whose eyes look up to a hidden sun. Now this is the Sphinx to the dark, and she is looking up at the higher Sphinx, higher power there, which will bring light to her and tell her what to do. You see. So now this is what Ashwapati is seeing in his identification with the life force, with the prana. He has identified himself, and he says, now, so this is the story of that particular section.